Headless POV, cutting through the bull with information that's sourced and verified. Top story. This weekend, America turned 250 years old, and the president marked it by telling Americans who their enemy is. Standing at Mount Rushmore on Friday, then again on the National Mall, the president warned of a resurgence of the communist menace in our land. Not abroad, in our land. The threat, as he described it, is domestic. It's radicals, it's extremists. It's, if you read between the lines, the Americans who don't support him. That's the founding message for the semi-quincentennial. On the 250th anniversary of a nation built to escape a king, the president named his fellow citizens as the danger. Now hold that thought against the record. Because the same president who sees a communist menace in the American living room has spent years praising the actual authoritarians who run the world's most powerful, unfree states. He called Vladimir Putin a genius. He admired him, on the record, for being able to kill whoever. He said there is no one smarter or a better leader than Hungary's Viktor Orbán, a man who describes his own government as an illiberal democracy. He has praised Xi Jinping, who leads the actual Communist Party the president claims to fear. He called Putin, Xi, Kim Jong-un, and Orbán leaders at the top of their game. So the menace isn't the strong man. He admires the strong man. The menace, apparently, is the American who objects to becoming one. And here's the detail that should stop you cold. This week, to commemorate the 250th, the President's State Department issued a limited run of passports embossed with his own image. Take a moment with that. Not a historical figure, not a founder, him. No other country on earth does this with its living leader. Not North Korea, not Iran, not Putin's Russia, not Xi's China. The actual dictators the president points to as strong don't put their own faces on the passport. He did. On America's 250th birthday, this is the pattern. It is not about left or right. It is about a man who calls his own people the enemy while modeling himself on the exact form of rule the founders wrote the Constitution to prevent. The founders feared one thing above all others: the concentration of power in a single person who could name his critics as traitors. That's not interpretation. That's the Federalist Papers. That's why there are 3 branches. That's why there was supposed to be no king. 250 years later, the man holding the office used the anniversary to warn Americans about each other and put his face where a nation of laws is supposed to be. Pattern recognized. You should know better. 3 headlines, 3 news organizations. 1 standard, they all failed. 1. NPR, Bloomberg, and Vox. This week, NPR told the country a Supreme Court justice had retired. He hadn't. Their legendary correspondent, 50 years on the beat, rushed out of the courtroom, misheard a sentence in a hallway, and thought she heard retirement. Her editor published a pre-written obituary of Samuel Alito's career off her word alone, because, as he put it, she's the preeminent reporter in the room. Then Bloomberg and Vox ran it too, not because they'd confirmed anything, but because NPR did. Both had to retract someone else's mistake. 50 years of authority is not a fact-checking department, and a rival's headline is not a source. 2. ABC News. ABC spent this week asking the public to defend it from the president's threats to its broadcast license, a genuine press freedom fight. Then it aired its 4th of July coverage under the banner, Disney Celebrates America. 24 hours of branded entertainment on the biggest news day of the year. You cannot demand to be taken seriously as a free press on Monday and run the news as a theme park special on Saturday. 3. The Editorial. This week, a site called The Editorial published a series of long, detailed obituaries for newspapers that aren't dead. The Nashville Tennessean, the Macon Telegraph, all still printing, all still staffed. The stories quoted grieving employees who don't exist. This is not a newspaper. This is a ghost. Every word was generated by AI. When Neiman Journalism Lab caught it, the editorial quietly pulled the pieces behind a note saying it retracts content that fails our verification standards for stories it fabricated from nothing. A fake newsroom wrote fake deaths for real papers, then blamed its verification standards. You should know better. You've got the facts. Now it's your call. Subscribe today. See you next week.